Alright, so for part of today's class, I'm going to go over the assignment from yesterday, which was called Atomic Structure Practice. We're getting into stuff that is going to be very important and very necessary to have a firm understanding of to continue to be successful in the chemistry unit. So I'm going to start going over these assignments pretty much every day, and if you're confused or don't know what to do, you need to be watching these videos and going back and correcting your work. So I know it's not the perfect situation, but we do need to make sure we're understanding things as best as possible. And this seems like a good way to make sure you have access to all the right answers for our in-class work. So, first part of this assignment was label the periodic table cell. So all this was looking for was for you to fill in the blanks of what each component of the periodic table cell is. So this is the atomic number at the top. This is the element symbol, right? Just the letter. It's the symbol. We talked about that when we talked about the periodic table. That's the name, or the element name. Just tells you exactly what the element is. And this number at the bottom is the atomic mass. So that's from those notes you took yesterday. If you haven't taken those notes yet, you should go do that. It's going to explain to you how to do this assignment. So again, we labeled our periodic table cell. We've got atomic number, we've got symbol, we've got name, we've got mass. We got everything we need. Next up, label the proton, neutron, and electron. So if I'm recalling from my notes yesterday, I remember that proton starts with P and positive starts with P. So the proton must be positive. I also know that the proton lives in the nucleus of the atom. So I go to the nucleus, this big middle part, and I find the positive, so the plus sign. Looks like it's right there, and that's going to be letter C. So letter C must be a proton. Alright, neutron. I remember neutron and neutral sound exactly alike. They've got those same first three letters. That means there won't be a plus or a minus sign. I also remember that neutrons live in the nucleus with the protons. So I go to my nucleus. I see right here that there are these white circles. Those must be the neutrons. And that's attached to letter B. So letter B must be the neutrons. Lastly, I'm only left with A for electron, so I know that one's got to be electron. But the other reason I know that is because electrons are negative. I see these have little negative signs. I also see that these are living in the orbitals, or the circles, around the nucleus. So I know that those have to be the electrons. Alright, so then slide number 4. How many valence electrons are in the following? So remember, valence electrons, that means how many electrons are in the most outside circle. The most outside circle. So I'm wanting to look at only this outer circle, right? Only the outer circle. Okay? On that outer circle, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, I see 1 here, I see 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the answer must be 6. Looking at this next one, I see lithium right here. I go to its most outside circle. Again, I'm not counting this middle circle, the innermost circle, only the most outside. And I see in this entire outside circle only 1 electron. So the answer is 1. And lastly, I'm going to look at this model of carbon. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons in that outside circle. And I'm not counting these 2 in the middle. I'm only counting the valence shell, the most outside shell. So there are 4 valence electrons there. Next up, we've got the atomic math, where you're going to be using the mnemonic device ApeMan. If you watched the explanation video, you'll know that I already did these first two problems. So if you'd like to see those two done, please go watch the explanation video that's attached to this original assignment. I'll go through the rest of these a little bit faster, just so you can make sure you have everything down, you know how to do everything. So, potassium. To start, I need the atomic number. That is 19 right at the top. I know the atomic number is what's at the top. Mass, that's what's at the bottom. This number right here, 39. I'm just rounding to the nearest whole number. You don't need to leave the decimal, just round to the nearest whole number. Protons, I know to find protons, I have to do ApeMan. So I'm going to say protons is equal to the atomic number, which is 19. Same thing for electrons, 19. Again, I'm getting that from atomic number is proton number and electron number. Finally, for neutrons, I have to do mass number minus atomic number equals neutron number. So that's going to be 39 minus 19 equals, what is that, 20? Yeah, 20. So we got 3 more of these atomic math coming up on the final slide of the assignment. I'm going to throw the ApeMan graphic on there just so we can see it. Try to get it as out of the way as possible. So, boron, atomic number, I look to the top. I know the atomic number is this number at the top, so it's going to be 5. Atomic mass, I know it's this number at the bottom. Atomic mass, 10.8, rounds up to 11. If you're not sure how to round, remember if your decimal is bigger than 0.5, so if it's 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, or 0.9, you round up a number, so like 10.8 rounds to 11. But if your decimal is 0.0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, or 0.4, you round down. So you would go back to the number below. So to find protons, I do APE. Atomic number is proton number and electron number. So atomic number is 5. Atomic number is 5. Neutrons, I need to do MAN, M-A-N. Mass number minus atomic number is neutron number. So 11 minus 5 equals 6. Gonna do the same thing over here for fluorine. Atomic number is 9. Get that from the top. Atomic mass is 19, because 18.9 rounds up to 19. Number of protons, I get that from APE. APE, atomic number is proton number. So 9. Same thing for electrons, 9. Neutrons, I do my MAN. Mass number minus atomic number equals neutron number. So 19 minus 9 equals 10. Alright, last problem of the assignment. Same thing. Atomic number, that's what's at the top right here, 10. Atomic mass, get it at the bottom, 20, and that just stays 20 because it's 20.18. 20.1, so I know that's a smaller than 0.5, so I round down to just 20. Protons, I get that from the APE, APE, 10. Same thing with electrons, 10. And finally, neutrons, I do mass minus atomic number equals neutrons. So that's that for this assignment. Hopefully, if you were confused about anything, this brought some clarity. Let me know if you have any other questions.